Hello everyone, I'm really excited to announce the launch of D&B Rev.Up ABX, an integrated and open solution that consolidates your accounts, contacts, campaigns, and sales plays, freeing you up to focus on driving revenue. In this demonstration, we'll walk through the four key components of D&B Rev.Up ABX: the power to learn about your customers, the power to target them with AI-driven insights, power to engage them across all of your channels, and ultimately the power to win and uncover all prospect engagement points across the buying journey. Let's get started. For our demonstration, let's assume we're a software company targeting marketing executives, and we have a new product that integrates with Salesforce. Our campaign aims to generate awareness with these prospects that fit our ideal customer profile and also cross-sell into our existing customer base. So let's address this first group, the net new accounts or green space that we haven't sold to yet. D&B's Rev.Up ABX solution lets you quickly load your first-party data, seen here in blue on the left-hand side of your screen, and find net new companies or contacts that match your profile, shown here in green from the millions of companies and contacts available in the data cloud. So you can quickly click here to find net new contacts from the data cloud, but I've already built this segment, so I'm going to quickly jump to a segment that I've already saved, called our new product campaign. So I've added a couple of filters here to get to the contacts that I need, excluding my current account list and contacts to make sure that I don't download any duplicates. I am focusing on contacts that have an email and that are in a marketing function and vice president level or above. And you'll see here there are about 7,000 or so net new emails that I can get from the data cloud. Getting them is pretty easy. Just have to click Get Lookalikes and click the Get Them button. And the way that I would send that over for further segmentation and list building, I would go back to the Browse screen, and then I would hit Send to Lattice. And this is where I will see all of my accounts across all of my various silos and my contacts, and including the ones that I just sent over from the data cloud, consolidated in one location so that I can start building audience segments. Once my data is centralized in the Rev.Up ABX platform, it's instantly enriched with key information such as firmographics, product spend, how they've been engaging on my website, what technologies they use, and activity through my marketing automation platform, and intent they're displaying off my website. So for this campaign, I'm going to build two different segments which will keep dynamically updating based on the engagement data that's feeding into the customer data platform, as well as additional information available from the Dun & Bradstreet Data Cloud. So the first segment I'm going to build is going to be a new product awareness segment. We're going to focus on accounts that are within the US that are displaying intent for my software that have Salesforce installed. This will be my first segment, and it yields about 10,000 accounts or so and 39,000 contacts, including some of the new ones that I brought in from the data cloud. The second segment that I will build will be for the consideration phase. So this segment will focus on similar firmographic criteria such as accounts in the US, but that have actually now started to show first-party intent and have visited my web page, specifically my webinar pages that have Salesforce installed, and also are showing engagement by clicking on my emails and my campaign emails that I've been sending to them through Marketo. So that engagement data is also being factored in here. So you'll see here it's a narrower set of accounts, about 3,500 or so accounts, and 170,000 or so contacts that I currently have in my marketing automation platform. Now that these two segments are set up, they will dynamically update as accounts move through their journey phases from awareness to consideration, as they're displaying first-party intent and they will land on my website, or they click on some of my email engagement, they will automatically be brought in to this consideration phase segment. So that reduces a lot of work and manual tasks for me as I start to launch my campaign. Rev.Up ABX also makes it incredibly easy to build further propensity models if I want my sales audiences and my SDRs focus on an even narrower set of accounts because we know that those are my most costly channels and I want them focused on my highest propensity accounts. So creating a model is pretty easy. You just hit create model here on the right. I want to predict customers that will purchase a product for the first time. I'm going to use the new product awareness segment that we just created here. Hit next. I'm going to select my big data solution, which I am selling currently as my product. I want to prioritize by their likelihood to buy. And in the training screen, the model will use your prior successes to indicate future performance. So we can set different criteria here to say we only want to use successes where the spend was a certain level, where the quantity purchased was a certain amount of units, let's say more than 1 unit. And we can say use the last 2 quarters of data. And then hit model. And then I can save my model. It might take a little bit time to score based on historical performance. In the interest of time, I have created the model already here called New Product ABM Campaign Model. And you will see here that the model has predicted different segments that I can start to prioritize and send to my SDRs or to my sales team so that they're more targeted in terms of who they're going after. And you'll see here the model is predicting a 2x lift for a subset of about 850 or so accounts labeled as A, and then our B accounts are predicted at a 1.6x lift, which yield about 1,000 or so accounts. Now let's create a campaign and start activating these audiences. You'll see here that I've created a new product target campaign, which includes all of my accounts across the consideration and the awareness phases, as well as my contacts. And within that campaign, I can now start to activate different channels. So I'm going to focus on my awareness segment first, and I'm going to engage them with paid social through LinkedIn and paid search through Google. So let's use paid social first through LinkedIn. So I scroll down here to find the LinkedIn campaign button. I hit launch. In the LinkedIn launch dashboard, I have the opportunity to send either accounts or contacts. I'm going to select contacts and make sure that I include the entire universe, which is around 209,000 or so contacts. And I'm going to send that over to LinkedIn, and I'm going to call that the new product ABM campaign audience. The Rev.Up ABX platform also allows me to keep these audiences in sync or send them over on a one-off basis. To reduce manual work for myself, I'm going to make sure that I select a weekly cadence of refreshing these audiences every Monday at 12 p.m. This way, I won't have to keep coming back here and sending audiences as they change. So when I select Save and Launch Now, it will appear in my LinkedIn instance. So if I navigate over, you will see here the new product ABM campaign in my matched audiences dashboard at about a 90% match rate. So you'll see about 188,000 or so audiences that are available for advertising through social. The second channel I want to use in my awareness segment is my paid search and my Google Ads account. So I'm going to click launch. And in my Google Ads dashboard, I'm going to make sure that I select all the contacts in my awareness segment, make sure that I check this box, and I'm going to create a new audience and send it over to my Google Ads account. Similarly, I'm going to keep this audience refreshed weekly to send Mondays at 12 p.m. And when I hit Save and Launch Now, it will go over to my Google Ads account. And in my Google Ads account, I'll go under my Audience Manager section under Audience Lists, and I will see my new product ABM campaign list created automatically in my account with a size of about 110,000 audiences, which is roughly a 50% match rate. So now let's activate our Marketo emails to trigger to audiences that are visiting our website. In the Marketo launch dashboard, I want to focus my email nurture on the contacts and accounts that have scored as C's and D's, including the ones that were not scored, and make sure that I'm routing the ones that did score highly by the model to my SDR team, and I'll show you how to do that next. Whenever I'm launching an audience to Marketo, I need to make sure that I have a receiving program created. So I'm going to select my new product ABM campaign program. I'm going to give my Marketo list a name. I'm going to call it new product email campaign, and I'm going to launch these weekly and keep them in sync. When I hit save and launch now, it will appear in my Marketo instance, and you will see that we've limited the audiences to those C's and D's, about 170,000 leads or so. Next, I'm going to focus on activating my SDR team to focus on the accounts and contacts that scored as A's and B's. So I'm going to navigate down here and click the Outreach Launch button. In my Outreach dashboard, I have two options for launch. I can send contacts to an outreach sequence, or I can create tasks in Outreach. I'm going to send them to an outreach sequence. I can only send up to 1,000 contacts. That should be plenty within the subset of accounts and contacts that have scored as A's and B's. I'm going to send them to an outreach sequence called New Product ABM Campaign, and I'm going to launch these audiences weekly and keep them in sync. When I hit save and launch now, it will appear in my outreach instance. And when I'm in Outreach, you'll have to navigate to your sequences dashboard, and you will see that new product ABM campaign sequence created with 1,000 audiences that are pending. And D&B Rev.Up ABX also empowers your teams to win by giving you full visibility into the buyer journey and how your accounts are engaging with your campaigns. So I'm going to navigate over to the My Data screen and click Accounts. For this example, we'll pick Sharp Electronics as an example account. I'll click Sharp Electronics over here. The Account 360 dashboard is a one-stop shop for your SDR teams and sales teams to track engagement of key accounts across the buying journey. On the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see a basic company profile of this account, whether they're displaying intent, and what kind of new engagements we have detected through marketing response activity. This visualization at the top will show how the account has progressed from being aware to engaged to an opportunity and closed deal by collecting engagement from your CRM, from your marketing automation, and from engagement on your website. And you can see this engagement not only at the account level, but also at the contact level. So if I scroll down here, you'll see different contacts at this account that have engaged with your marketing communications, whether they've clicked on an email, whether they have visited your website. You can also see engagement by activity type to see whether they visited your website, they've opened an email, or they've filled in a form. And you can even see the specific pages that these contacts have visited, whether they were on your website, whether they were on your G2 profile page, and wherever you choose to track engagement with the D&B Rev.Up ABX pixel. You'll also get alerts sent to your SDR teams to make sure that they have events that they can react to and drive more engagement with key accounts. So that concludes our demonstration of D&B Rev.Up ABX and how you can easily centralize your data in one location, prioritize your audience segments, and execute omni-channel campaigns to grow revenue faster. If you're interested in learning more, please visit us at dnb.com/RevUpABX. Thank you for listening and have a great day.